it may be time to job hop. Listen, sometimes the most effective way to get a pay increase is through switching jobs. Check this out. There was a study done in 2019 by ADP, and they found that in general, when you stay at your current job, you'll get a 4% pay increase. However, when you switch jobs, you'll likely receive a 5.3% salary bump. I think the likelihood of you getting a pay increase by switching jobs, I definitely think that's a high percentage that you will get that. I mean, after all, most people, when they switch jobs, I think that's the motive, right? The main objective is to get a higher salary in most cases. Or let me not speak in absolutes. In many cases, I think that's the priority. People switch jobs for a number of different reasons. Listen, while there is a negative sentiment when it comes to job hopping, there are a ton of benefits to doing so. I think you just got to be strategic when you are switching jobs and make sure it makes sense. I think up front, the best thing to do is definitely vet the companies that you plan on going to. If you are contemplating on leaving your current employer, don't just make a move without doing your due diligence. Listen, I also think all companies aren't created equal. I think there are some companies out there who have a higher standard when it comes to vetting candidates and looking at their work history. Some companies actually pay very close attention to your work history, and they want to see some stability in your work history. On the other hand, you have companies that may let you slip through the cracks. And just to show you an example of one company who definitely pays attention to your work history, check this clip out.
Sometimes we're going to shy away from some candidates that may be job hopping every couple months, or if we see that, maybe you've been driving for 5 years and you've held 5 jobs within the last 5 years or 6 jobs. I mean, that could potentially, be a red flag for us.
Shout out to Gemini Motor Transport. If you guys haven't watched that video, definitely check that live out. It was a good live stream, a lot of valuable information on there. While I do think there are some benefits to switching jobs, just like the recruiter mentioned in that clip, there are companies out there that will shy away from candidates who have a history of switching jobs in a very short period of time. So I think it's definitely something to be mindful of. Just to kind of share my own experience with my first trucking job that I got straight out of trucking school almost 5 years ago, I was with that company 4 months. After 4 months, I left. I don't necessarily consider that being job hopping, being that it was my first job. It wasn't like I had all these different jobs within the course of a year. So since I've had my CDL, I've only had 2 trucking jobs. So look, guys, at the end of the day, everybody's situation is different. It may be time for you to pivot. It may not. But again, I can't emphasize this enough. Before you decide to leave that company, definitely be strategic about it. Do your research. Make sure you're vetting these companies. That way you don't risk quitting another company in a very short period of time. I think that's so very important. Also, you have to keep in mind the negative impact that job hopping can have on you. It definitely can be very problematic depending on the company that you choose to go to. You're taking a risk. But listen, guys, let me know what you think about job hopping. Just drop it in the comments. And until the next video, I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Y'all take care. Peace.